Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today. So children, our lesson for today will be a lesson in standard 8th and the subject will be English. Now, whenever we meet here for a lesson, children, in English, we either do a lesson in prose or we do a lesson in poetry. And remember, we did such beautiful and interesting lessons based on word games also. We talked about word chain, we talked about word ladder, etc. So whenever we meet here, we learn something new in English, either from the textbook or the part of the prose or poetry, etc. from the textbook. Now, in this particular lesson, children, we are not going to learn any lesson from your textbook. But yes, whatever we will learn today is definitely very much part of your syllabus. So, we are going to learn how to develop a skill in the English language. Now, we all know, children, that whenever we learn a language, we learn 4 skills in the language, isn't it? We learn how to read, we learn how to write, we learn to listen and to speak. So today's lesson is focused on the writing skill. Now, what is the meaning of a writing skill? Now, writing skill is one of the higher skills in English language, isn't it? In the beginning, you learn how to listen. And after listening for a long time, you learn how to speak. After you learn to speak, or along with learning to speak, you learn how to read, and then finally you learn to write. So what all do you write when you write the English language? You write answers to questions, okay? You write answers to fill in the blanks. You write essays. What else do you write in English? What do you remember writing in English? You write comprehension, isn't it? So there are so many things that you write in English. But the skill that I'm going to teach you today is a skill which will help you a lot in your real life. That is, it is going to be a skill which will be useful for you in your day-to-day life. Not only today, but also when you grow up. And that is the art of writing formal letters. So what are formal letters, children? Formal letters are a type of letter that you write in English. So in this lesson, along with learning about formal letters in detail, we will also be talking about the other kind of letter. And we will be also talking about the difference between the other kind of letter. Now, what is the other kind of letter? Those are informal letters. So as per the demand of our syllabus, we will do informal letters also in detail in future. But today's lesson, we are going to focus on formal letters. So come on, let's see how to write a formal letter. So what is the meaning of a letter? Let us start from there. So a letter is a written or a printed communication directed to a person or an organization. So this is the definition or meaning of letter according to the dictionary. But now you know, children, there are so many things which are changing in our life right now. Okay, for example, when we used to talk about classroom around 2 years ago, or around last year when we used to talk about classroom, what was the image which used to come to your mind? When I said classroom, you could imagine a room with a big board and a teacher and you and your friends sitting in your uniform to learn things from your teacher. Okay, when I said classroom, you could imagine going to school, you could imagine carrying your bag with you, carrying your tiffin, enjoying during recess, etc. But see, children, sometimes things undergo a lot of change, isn't it? Now when I say classroom, what comes to your mind? First, sitting in front of a laptop or sitting in front of a PC or looking at your Android mobile and learning lessons. So the meaning of the classroom has changed, though temporarily. It is not going to be permanently like this. Okay, we are all going to go back to school, but at least there is a temporary change in meaning of classroom. Now, it is the same thing with letters. Letters were written by hand or they were printed. Printed means they were either typed or they were put through a printing machine or something. Now, in today's times, the concept of letters have changed, and I can say that they have changed for the better. That is, now a modern letter, it could be either handwritten or it could be digital. Digital means what? The learning that we are doing now online. This is digital, isn't it? We are making use of technology. So in the same way, a modern letter, it could be handwritten or it could be written on a device using technology. So let us look at what kind of letters could be there. What is the meaning of handwritten letter? What is the meaning of digital letter? So see here we have two children, one sitting with a laptop and the other sitting with a paper, pen and a book. So the girl who's writing using a pen and a book, she is writing an ordinary handwritten letter. Okay, she's going to write a letter to someone and this letter is going to be handwritten. But look at this boy, he's sitting with a laptop. Can you see a pen in his hand? No. So then what kind of letter do you expect him to write? He is writing a e-letter, or we call it as an email, or we can also call it as a technologically supported digital letter. Okay, so now let us look at some types of letters here. So see, this is a letter written on a simple piece of paper. It could be written by hand or you could also type it. Alright, you also have letters written on postcards like this. So these are all examples of handwritten letters. What about this? This is a symbol for an email. Okay, so the email is a digital letter or it is a letter using technology. Alright children, so this is how the scenario of letters have also changed with the changing times. As times have changed, the type of letters that we write and everything also has undergone a lot of change. Now let us come to the topic that we have for today. So we are going to talk about the two types of letter writing. So there are two types of letter writing, children. One is business letters, or we call them as formal letters. And the second one is personal letters, or we call them as informal letters or even friendly letters. Okay. So one type is business letters, or the other name for it is formal letters, or we can also say official letters. Okay. Then you have the personal letters, or we call them as the informal letters, or we can also call them as the friendly letters. Okay. See, let us try to understand what the difference between a formal and informal letter is. And then our lesson for today is about writing formal letters. So we will look at formal letters in detail. But before that, as part of the introduction, let us try and understand what the difference is. Sometimes when you bring out differences in certain ideas, you understand the idea better. So a letter is most importantly a way of communicating with another person. So like I told you, we have oral communication where you speak to someone. You have written communication where you write to someone. So this letter writing is a way of communicating your ideas in a written manner to someone else. Now letters may have different functions and they can be written in many different ways. Now we all know this, letters can have different functions. Now you must be seeing sometimes the postman coming to your house with letters. The postman brings letters. One letter might be useful to you. For example, it might bring a receipt of the LIC payment made by your father. Some letters may be just useless. They're asking you to buy certain things. Okay. Some letters might bring good news. That is, your relative who stays abroad might have passed an exam, or someone in your family might be getting married. Okay, so someone will write a letter informing you about that. Some letters could also bring bad news. Okay, so letters may have different functions, and when the function differs, the way in which the letters are written will also differ, definitely. So let's look at the main types of letters. Two main types. We divide all the different kinds of letters into two main types. So you have the formal letter and the informal letter. Okay, they look the same, but they are different in terms of content. Content means what you have written inside. Now, if you're writing a friendly letter to your cousin, you might tell that person about your personal details also. But if you're writing to the manager of a bank, you will not give him any personal detail, isn't it? So that is why the formal letter and informal letter, they might look the same, but their language and the content will differ. Okay, so now let us move on and let us check what are the types of letters that you could write. So you could write a letter of complaint when you want to complain about something. You could write a letter of advice. Okay, if someone asks for advice, or simply if you want to give advice to your younger brother, sister, you can write an advice. When do you write a complaint? When you are dissatisfied with something, when you are not happy with something, you make a complaint, isn't it? You can write an application letter. For example, you want your Aadhaar card, or you want to apply for a PAN card, or simply you want to apply for a new, you can say, account in your bank. So you can write a letter of application. Then there are request letters, okay, where you write you're moving out of town, you're going to stay in some other place. So you write a letter to the electricity board or the company which supplies you with electricity, telling them to discontinue your supply, otherwise they will go on sending the bill. Okay, so you write a request asking them to discontinue your electricity line. You could also write a letter of apology. Apology means when you say sorry to someone. Okay, so this also could be a type of letter. You could write a thanking letter or a thank you letter when someone has done something for you, whether officially or in a friendly manner. You want to thank that person, you write a letter saying thank you to that person. So these could be the different kinds or types of letters that we as people, as common people, could write. Okay, and also you could write to letters to magazines and newspapers also. Suppose you want to, there is a problem of you can say garbage in your area. The authorities, they do not send the vehicle to pick up the garbage from that place, and garbage is spread all around, and there are animals like stray dogs and rats, they're infesting that place, and you're feeling scared now that there might be a situation where disease might spread in your area. So you can write a letter about the same to a magazine or to a newspaper, who will then highlight your problem and make it known to the general public also. So children, these are the different types of letters that you can write. Now let us go on and see what we have next. So now let's come to our topic for today, and let us talk about a formal letter. So a formal letter is a letter written to a business or a college or any other professional that are not considered to be friends or family. So if you are writing a letter to anyone who is not from your family and who is not part of your friends circle, then that particular letter is a formal letter. So very simple, easy definition. If you're writing to your father, mother, uncle, aunt, cousin, brother, sister, it is an informal letter. If you're writing to your friend, it is an informal letter. But suppose you're writing to anyone else outside of this, then it is an example of a formal letter. Okay? So see, a formal letter can be categorized as a complaint letter, as a job application, a reference, recommendation, resignation, thanking letter. So this some of them we already saw in the previous example. So you can also write reference letters to people. You know someone is trying to look out for a house, and you know that person, you want to refer to that person, you want to recommend that person. So you can write letters of reference, you can write letters of recommendation also. They are all formal letters. Okay, because you need not give recommendation to your families and friends. You need to give recommendation about your family or about your friend to an outsider. You can also write letter of resignation. Now you're still in school. Okay, so this might not be helpful to you right now. But when you want to give up a job, when you want to give up a position, willingly, the time you resign. Okay, so you write a letter of resignation. So these are the possible types of formal letters that you could have. Some of them we saw it on the previous page and some of them we saw it here on this particular page. Now let us look at the components of a formal letter. That is, what could be the different parts, or what could be the different, you can say, the parts which make up this formal letter, the components of a formal letter. So you have the address of the sender. Okay, this is according to the chronological order in which it should be written in order. So you have the address of the sender, you have the date, very important, name of the addressee. The person who's sending is called as the sender or the addresser, and the person who's supposed to receive it is called as the addressee. The address of the addressee. Then you have the salutation. Salutation means when you meet someone, you greet them. You say hello, you say hi. Okay, but here you cannot say it, so you write it down. So that is the salutation. And then you have the subject. Now children, when you're writing a letter, suppose to the editor of a magazine, just imagine that you're writing the letter to the editor of a magazine. That person might be getting so many letters in a day. So it is extremely important for you to highlight what you're writing about, so that he can give that particular letter, or he can forward that particular letter to the concerned person, isn't it? So the subject is very important as far as formal letters are concerned, because no one will have time, or no one might have time to read the entire letter that you are writing. So the subject is a very, very important part of a formal letter. Then you have the introduction, the body, the conclusion. Okay, so this is all part of the body of the letter. And then you have the closing. So like when you go away from a place, you say goodbye, you say see you, isn't it? So in the same way, when you're writing in a letter, you write the closing. And finally, you have the name of the sender. Okay, so these you can say could be parts or components of a formal letter. Alright, now since we know what a formal letter is and we know what the components of a formal letter are, let us try to see samples for a formal letter. Okay, or templates as we call them for a formal letter. So see, this is the format or the sample for a formal letter. So you have the sender's address on top. See, this is the sender's address. You could write any address of your choice. So you have 43Z Ashok Vihar, Mathura. Okay. Then you have the date. As point number 2, you have the date. Alright. And then you have the address of the addressee. Who's the addressee I told you? It is the person who will receive this letter. So this is the address of the addressee. So see, this person is writing to the editor of the Times of India in New Delhi. Okay, that is why it becomes a formal letter. I'm sure the person who's writing the letter doesn't know the editor of the Times of India personally. He's not his friend and he's not his relative. So the address is done with. Then you have the salutation and the subject line. So whatever is the subject, suppose he wants to complain about something, suppose he wants to talk about the achievement of a particular person. See, you need not always write to newspapers to complain about things. Suppose there is a girl living in your area who's from a poor family, but that girl has done extremely well in her exam. So you could write to the newspaper in order to highlight that also, isn't it? So it is not necessary that you write to a newspaper always to complain. And then you have the salutation, where you say, respected sir, or dear sir for that matter. Then the subject line, I told you, which is very important, where you write the subject line so that they immediately know what the letter is about. Then you have the body of the letter, which could be divided into 3 parts. So you could have the introduction, the main points, and the conclusion in a letter. Okay. Then you have the complimentary close of the letter. I said, like we greet a person and say hi. So when you are moving away from a place, you say bye. In the same way, you say thanking you. And then you say yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours truly. Now, this kind of complimentary close you will write in an informal letter also, but there you will write a different, you can say closing. You will say yours lovingly. But here you will not say this because it is not personal. You do not know that person. You cannot love that person. Okay. So you will write sincerely, saying that I have whatever information I've given you, it is true. Faithfully, truly. Okay. And then you will write the sender's name, the name of the sender, and finally the designation. Now, what is the designation? Designation is if you're working for a particular company or if you're working in a school, then whether you are the teacher there, whether you are the principal there. Okay, so that is the designation. So this in short is the format or the template for a formal letter. All right, moving on. See, let us look at a few examples, simple ones. So this is a job application. Someone is writing a job application. So you have to write your address, your phone number, and nowadays when you write a job application, it is necessary to mention your email ID also, because they usually revert on the email ID. So this is, you write your address here, you write the phone number, you write the date, you write the name of the company to which you are writing. Okay, so the addressee, the address of the addressee. Then the first paragraph will go where you are writing who you are and why you want to apply for this particular job. Then in the next paragraph, you will tell in detail about your experiences that you have had so that you know that you will do the job well and why you are the best person for the job. And finally, you have the complimentary closing and you have your name and your signature. Now here you will not write designation because you do not have a designation there. You're not working there. You have just applied for the job right now. Okay. So see, this is one sample of how you can write a formal letter. Now you can do one thing. I've read this for you properly, but in case you feel you want to read it once again, you can simply pause the video and read this point again. One more, you can say a type of a formal letter where someone is trying to sell something. So this letter is written by ABC Corp at Dalal Street, Mumbai, and they are writing to a company called Lotus Corporation, and they're writing to this person called Jim Jones from Lotus Corporation. And see the salutation, they've written Dear Jim. You can also write respected sir, madam, if you don't know the name of the person. And then they are writing, I'm writing today to further explore a vendor relationship. Means he wants to sell something. So see, the introduction is just one line. Okay, see the body, it is a little bit more in detail, and see how he has closed it. Let us read the body now. We understand that XYZ Corporation can provide tools for 10% less than other competitors and that the focus on service after the sale is among the best. So they're trying to sell their product, okay, to this particular person called Jim. And then finally, while closing, they're telling, please call me at your earliest convenience to discuss a vendor relationship. All right. So this is the letter written by one company to the, you can say, important person in another company for selling something. So this is also a kind of a formal letter. Okay. So these are the two types of letters that we have seen, two easy examples. See one more. Now this is a letter of complaint, where someone is complaining, where they are writing, I am writing to complain about a meal that we had in your restaurant. So this is a letter of complaint. Okay. Now children, when you write an informal letter, you can write anything of your choice. Okay, you can use language which is informal. You can write jokes. Okay, you can get angry in an informal letter. You can get happy in an informal letter. But remember, when you're writing a formal letter, you have to be very, very controlled. You have to be very careful about how you're using the words, and you have to write in a language which is professional. Okay, you have to write a language where the words are selected very, very properly. So let us look at some phrases which we can use in order to write formal letters. So see, in the beginning you can write dear sir, madam, all right, or you can write dear Mrs. or Mr. if you know their name. And remember, when you're writing Mr. or when you're writing Mrs., you always use the surname there. So if someone's name is Neeta Rao, you'd say Mrs. Rao, or you say Mr. Rao. You don't say Mrs. Neeta. That is a little not correct. In the beginning, when you want to start writing the letter, see, you can use these phrases with reference to your telephone conversation yesterday. So you're giving reference to the talk that you had with each other on the phone. You also say thank you for your email regarding. So see, this is how you begin a topic. Okay, you cannot start in for a formal letter by writing I hope this letter finds you in the pink of health. No, because you do not know that person personally, so you're not supposed to talk about personal things like health, etc. I am writing on behalf of. So see, this is a third way in which you can start your letter. I am writing on behalf of my company or my bank or my school. The next one is I am writing to draw your attention to. If you want to make a complaint, or if you want to make some kind of, you want to report some kind of irregularity, then you write I am writing to draw your attention to. Okay. Suppose you want to make a request to someone. When you're writing to your brother, you can say, hey Anand, please do this for me. Or Anand, I want you to do this for me. But you're making a request here, and that request is a formal request. So you would write, you will use a language which is little bit more, you can say polite. So you say, I would appreciate if you could. I would be most grateful if you could. Would you be so kind and try to give me the information? All right. So this kind of language you should use. You should make use of these kind of phrases in order to write request letters. Now, when you write the initial letters, when you start writing these kind of formal letters, you can make use of the same, you can say phrases which I have given you. Slowly and slowly, you will come across more phrases which you can start using. So you will improvise. Okay. So these are the phrases which you use for writing formal letters. Let us look at some formal expressions now, and let us see when we use these kind of expressions, in what situations. So I am writing to make a reservation. Okay. So a reservation means you want to reserve either a ticket, or you want to reserve a place, a table in a hotel. You want to reserve a room in a hotel. Okay. So I am writing to make a reservation. I would like to apply for the job. All right. Now it is a job application. You want to apply for a job. So what will you say? You will say, I am so and so, and these are my qualifications, and I believe that I will be the best person to do this job for you. So that is a formal letter. So you will start with this kind of formal expression. I would like to apply for the job of, and whatever. Then you can say that you read the advertisement in this particular newspaper, or my neighbor told me about this job opportunity, or whatever. I would be grateful if you could send. So this is what? You're making a request to someone. I would be grateful if you could send the book to my home. So this is a request that you're making. I enclose. So when do you write this I enclose? When in the envelope along with the letter you are sending some other paper or some other document also, then you write I enclose. Okay? I am writing to inquire about. So this is an inquiry letter. I am afraid I will not be able to. So this is a letter of refusal. Someone has asked you to help them with something, but you are refusing. You're saying no. But will you say, no, I will not do it for you? No, you will do it. You will write it in a very polite manner because it is a formal letter. You will say, I am afraid I will not do this particular for you. And the last one, I am writing dissatisfaction with. We discussed earlier, when dissatisfied, what you complain. So this is a letter of complaint. Alright, so these are all the formal expressions that you can use in order to write a formal letter. Let us look at some tips now for writing a formal letter before we wind up for today. So write as simply and as clearly as possible. Do not write in a manner which you say na, kisi ko gol gol ghumana. Don't do that. No one will read your letter. So you write it simply and clearly as possible. Do not make the letter longer than necessary. No one is having time to read paragraphs upon paragraphs. And a formal letter has got a feature that it should be precise. Okay, you should write precisely to the point. So do not make the letter longer than necessary. Don't make it like you're writing a big story. Do not use informal language. Like for example, you write when you're writing to your mother, okay, you say my darling mother, but that is informal language. Do not use informal language like that. One very more important point is do not use contractions. When you're writing formal letters, you should not make use of contractions. What are contractions? See, you should write I am and not write I'm. So I'm is a contraction for I am. So when you are writing a formal letter, remember children, these are all points which are very, very minute. And when you put it down in a letter, it immediately reflects on the quality of your letter. So the moment you write I'm instead of I am, your letter gets a minus point there. You must not, you should write you must not do this instead of saying you mustn't. Okay, and so on. Do not instead of don't, etc. Subject line. Now the line which you write as a subject, you should be writing it in one sentence only. Okay, so the whole idea of writing the subject is to highlight what the letter is about. So when you're writing the subject, you write it in one single sentence only. And the purpose of writing the subject line is to give the reader an idea of what the letter is about before reading it. What about salutation and greeting? You say dear sir or madam if you do not know the name of the person you're writing to. I do not know the name of the person, so I write dear sir or madam. If you know the name, then you write dear Mr. House or respected Mr. House. Use the title Mr., Mrs., Miss or Miss, Doctor, etc. and the surname only. So I told you this Mr., Mrs., Miss should not come with the first name. If you're writing to a woman and you do not know whether she is married or not, whether she is single, so you can use MS. Now MS is for both a married woman as well as an unmarried woman. Okay, so today's lesson we talked about letters in general. We talked about the change which has happened as far as letter writing is concerned. We also talked about the different types of letters, and we talked about formal letters and informal letters, and we looked at formal letters in detail, where we talked about the various parts of the formal letter and the sequence in which the parts should be arranged in the letter. We looked at a few sample formal letters also, and we saw various tips for writing formal letters and also various sentences or phrases that you can use in order to write formal letters. So children, wasn't that a wonderful video, and did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.